Noon, evening, wherever you are on the planet. Brooks's Space Corner here. We're on the road. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. Did a gig last night. If you were on, or if you've watched yesterday's chat, you know we had a private gig on sort of South Coast way, sort of heading down towards Brighton, what have you. We had a stay over last night, so we're having a band dinner, belated sort of Christmas get together, roast dinner. Did my bit earlier on, all the peeling. So now the minions are in the kitchen doing their thing, so you'll hear some rabble in the background. And yeah, so we're staying in a very nice Airbnb, very big place, kind of out near Ashford in Kent. Hey, Stacey Ann from North Carolina. Good morning to you. I hope you're well. And we're having this big band dinner and a bit of a band meeting and stuff about projects and what we're doing with the band and how we're doing it and all those kind of things. So trying to organise all of us and get us all in one place together takes kind of military precision. Gareth Harrison, good afternoon. I hope you're well. Trying to get us all together is a nightmare. It's always a nightmare. Trying to organise rehearsals is a nightmare. How we all get to gigs on time and do the show sometimes is a miracle, but somehow it works. So this was like the first date or gig where everyone's come back from Panto Land and all of that sort of caper. So because had a gig last night, we don't have another one now for a couple of weeks. It was like, well, look, we've got to discuss all these things. There's promotional materials need to be getting out to agents and what have you. We need to everyone's got to pull together on this. So we just need a day of everyone's time. So today is that day. So gig last night went great. Private do, 60th birthday, all very good. Loads of guests, happy campers, all good. And then we finished the gig, came here, bit of a drive, about an hour's drive from the gig, but it's very nice. It's, see if I can show you. I've got the phone plugged in, charging, but see if you can see any of that. It's very nice, very rural. We're out of town, but it's all good. So I just thought I'd do an impromptu live chat. Got some time to kill, got Wi-Fi as well. So if you want to talk bass, want to ask any questions, maybe you've seen some of the new content on the channel. I've done a gig vlog for last night's show, which I'll edit up later on. And that'll go live tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, feel free. Gig vlog 1's already there, of course. From, when did I put that up? 2 weeks ago, nearly. So, yeah. So if you got any questions, any bass questions, amps, basses, effects, accessories, all that sort of thing, feel free. Hopefully our drummer is going to show his face at some point, and he agreed he'd come on the live chat at some point. So he's got to doll himself up, make himself look handsome and debonair. So obviously I've done that. So what you see is what you get. But it was a late one last night. We were up till the wee hours because we don't actually get together all that often. We're all sort of splattered all over the country, really. So apart from when we do shows, we don't socially get to see each other a lot. So now it's quiet time of the year. David Wren, good to see you. Up to much today? Well, we've got our band meeting, we've got the dinner. If I could convey the smells, at the moment there are various roasting joints and veggie concoctions going on. You can hear pans and stuff going on there. So I've done my shift. I've done all the peeling and cleaning up and coffee runs and all of that we did this morning. So it's all good. Then we'll be here. We've got our band meeting. Then I'll be leaving here later on. Getting home. Edit up the gig vlog from last night, and I got a busy old week this week. I'm going to try and get the outstanding Anaconda bass reviews up, so I've got 2 of those left to do. You may have seen the Constrictor Elite review went up the other day. So there's an Ultra J4 Essence 5-string to go and an Ultra J4E Elite, so that will be up. Now I've got 2 ABBA gigs next weekend, a bunch of shorts which I can remix off of the bass reviews. So busy old week, and then there's life as well. That's what always takes up the most time. But I hope you're appreciating the increased activity on the channel. I'm going to try my very damnedest to make that a regular thing this year. Past 2 years, I've just lost all momentum here on the channel, but various family situations. But those have happened and are clear now. So hopefully, live chats, impromptu live chats, more bass reviews, more bass demos, pedals, amps, interviews, feature videos, what else? Experience videos. I want to start doing some of that. So I keep getting people asking me, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you end up being a pro bass player? I'm very fortunate this year. It's 30 years since I turned pro. 30 years. You can tell, can't you? The fingers will tell you. Calluses are well worn in. So yeah, I've been doing this for 30 years, turn it into my regular day job. It's been a eventful run. Stacey, I'm missing your messages here. Stacey, 14 of you here. Yeah, actually, roll cut 16. Thank you to all new subscribers. We've had a subscriber surge over the past week. I think we've accrued something like 25 new subscribers. So if you're one of those new subscribers, welcome. Good to see you. Riley McBrearty, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Very welcome here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We did regular live chat yesterday, 98. 2 more till we hit the big 100. 100 live chats. If you want to check out any of that stuff, there's some good content in. There's some expert stuff. We've had Lee Sklar on. We've had Dave Swift on. We've had Neil Fairclough from Queen on. Who else? We had a couple of other names dip in on some of the live chats, but you'd need to go back through them. There's 98 of them. Stacey from East Coast US, yes, North Carolina. Riley, am I able to tear one off to this, or it's kind of frowned upon? Tear one off in what respect? If it's about bass, you go for it. If you're coming on the channel just to be arsey and abusive, no, you can't. But if you want to come on and be friendly and talk bass and all that sort of thing, then yes, you can. That's what we encourage here. If you've got gear that's giving you grief, let me know if I can help. More than happy to do so. What's up, Governor?
All good?
No, the music went off.
Oh, did it?
I don't know, is it on your phone or your...
Thing.
You can do it. You can come on here later and you can promote the band. And promote your wares. That's it. You're from Australia, Riley. Well, you're very welcome. We have a lot of regulars here on the live chats. George Iliadis from Melbourne. Stacey, where are you from? Oh, right, okay. You guys are having your own little conversations outside the live chat. Well, we can carry on from yesterday. So we did live chat 98 yesterday before I headed down for this gig. So if you've got any questions, basses, amps, effects, accessories, you want to talk about anything here on the channel, maybe you've seen one of the videos, you want to ask some questions, you feel free. It was Simon. He was coming in here, barefooted, like a bald-headed Sandy Shaw. For anyone that doesn't know, Sandy Shaw was a female singer in the UK who was a Eurovision entry, and she never wore shoes. She always walked barefooted. There's a hell of a din coming from the kitchen. I was actually going to do the live chat in the room just off the kitchen, and it was so noisy, I thought, forget that. That's not going to work. So I got this little spot by the window with a charging point, so all good. Trevor lives in Sandy Shores. I don't know who Trevor is. So yeah, so if you've seen any new bass gear from NAMM, there's so much social media coverage of NAMM. If you've seen any of the new basses, new amps, new effects, anything that's taken your interest, let me know. See if we can get some here on the channel. It's very hard getting gear out of companies at the moment. They just seem so reluctant. Even though a lot of them know me from my magazine work, obviously the channel's quite small. Obviously I want to make it bigger and more prominent, more profiled, but trying to get stuff, just you say to companies, can we have a bass for review? I'll turn it around in 3 days. No, nothing. It doesn't work like that. So thankfully the companies I do have good relationships with, usually companies that I dealt with during my time at Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player, they're usually a bit more into it. Looney Shrooms. Good to see you. You came on the live chat the other week. Sandy Shaw is an unfortunate name for a Brit. She was a woman. And Shaw was SHAW. And it was her name, Sandy Shaw. Your beaches are like nature flipping the bird. Yeah, don't we know it? Stacey, anything new coming from Mike Lull, folks? No, actually, I need to get in touch with him. The reviews I've done of Mike Lull's stuff here on the channel before came from Base Direct here in the UK. But the problem I encountered early on in this life of this channel was every time I took a batch of usually about 8 to 10 bases from Base Direct, as soon as I got home, within about an hour or so, I get a phone call. Can you bring those bases back? We need them. They've sold. And it's like it got to a point where it wasn't going to work. It was too much driving, too much schlepping up and down the M40. The time I was spending driving, taking bases back, should have been filming time. So in the end, I just thought this isn't going to work really. So I don't do it anymore. What we got there? Gareth Harrison, dusted your... Oh, sorry, I need to scroll down the messages there. You dusted off your Trace Elf last night. Yes, you did. You messaged me. As the venue was a small cafe, so it made more sense to use that rather than my Mark bass rig. Here we go. With this conversation we had yesterday on the live chat, why amplification companies are still bringing out huge rigs, getting louder and louder and louder in terms of their watt rating. But in my experience at the moment, unless you're doing a huge arenas and stadiums, there's no reason to get louder amplification, really. I'm doing so much work with just IEMs and silent stages and no backline. I still do gigs with backline, of course. I do the Queen shows and the ABBA shows. But like with Uncle Funk, I'm just running off a pedal board with an Aguilar Tone Hammer preamp pedal, which is basically the guts of an Aguilar Tone Hammer amp without the power section. And that really works. We just don't need the backline. We try and run silently as much as possible, apart from the drums and the horns, of course. So I don't know why companies like Gallien-Kruger, and I get it, that's what they're in the market to do, but keep producing new gear and it's really super loud and it's this, and I don't know where that market is going. I mean, all I've heard since we came out of lockdown was that a lot of the amplification companies were feeling it, that a lot more gigs now are moving to IEMs and less monitoring, and it's a different landscape. But clearly they obviously feel there's a market for it. So, but good for you, mate. Riley, I'm tearing one off to this right now, bro. Very good, cool. Looney Shrooms, my bad, Riley. Thought you were making a funny and I defended too quickly. It's okay. Are you YN Looney Shrooms? You guys have your own chat. That's cool. So yeah, last night I had the Status Empathy out. Hadn't used that for a little while, so I want to give that a run out, and that was cool. And I had the Warwick Bootsy Collins Space Bass that was out. I did a set with that. Still not sold on this whole body flipping thing. It's driving me a bit nuts. I'm going to try and get that on the workbench this week. Get those wheel weights attached, but I did try a semi-dry run of that, and it didn't really seem to make much difference. But I need to find some way to stop that headstock diving straight to the floor. It's really annoying. As soon as you take your hand away, the bass flips, and if you suddenly have to come back into a song really quick, your right hand isn't in place to play the string and the note, so it's almost like I can't do any of the clapping or anything other in that first set of just keeping my hands on the bass permanently. But we'll see. I'll find a way of making it work. G, hello from Maine. Good to see you. Gareth, what are your thoughts on the Digitech Hammer-On? I like it, Gareth, in principle. I will see if I can get one. Here we go. Old nutcase Nelly's in the room.
Just having a dance.
That's all right. It's freeing up the old joints, I'm going to see if I can get one from Digitech. Will be Sound Technology. So if I can get one for review, great. I know when I tried to get some pedals out of them before, I think at the time all their demo samples were out, so I couldn't get it. But I know the guys at Sound Technology pretty well. They're based up in Letchworth in Northamptonshire. So as soon as the Hammer-On pedal gets over here, I'll see if I can get some. There's also something else I saw the other day on a store listing. I don't think it's Digitech. I think it's another brand. Mate, Gareth, it might have been. Did you send it to me? No, I know who it was. It was someone on the Digitech drop pedal review that I did. Posted a comment on the video to say there was a new pedal that goes up, but it's from Digitech, so it's not just doing the drop stuff going down, it's doing going up as well. Obviously trying to contend with the pitchfork from EHX, which I will be doing the review and demo of shortly. So I want to see it, I want to try it. There's so many of these things coming out now that trying to keep up on it all is tricky, but I don't want to keep having to shell out money, so I need to be getting demo samples through. Stacey Ann, Northeast US, saying hello to G. Looney Shrooms, you need an ankle symbol like those one-man band fellas. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's the territory of Mr. Tubbs. He's upstairs making himself look all glamorous, doing his hair, you know. Is Nutcase Nelly having a joint? No, Nutcase Nelly is actually the guitar player for Cliff Richard here in the UK. He was having a little dance at the other end of the room. Not sure why. Probably having a senior moment, you know. Riley, this is comedy for the governor. He's on the other side of the room. 90% sure that's what you said. Is he having a joint? No, he was having a little dance. I don't know. I think he thought he was on camera, but he wasn't. Stacey, is a waist strap to anchor the bootsy bass a possibility? I don't know, and it's been an ongoing problem trying to sort this out. So I want to make it work. It looks so right for the band, but it's just a nightmare to play. As soon as you take your hands away from the bass, it flips. And even if you take your right hand away, you can feel the neck wanting to go downwards on your fretting hand. So it makes sliding notes really tricky. So I'm concentrating on that more than I am playing properly. So we've got to find a way around it. But like I say, I've added on 1.5 kilos of extra weight in wheel weights. I did a test run with just sellotape and the weights. I didn't want to mark the body with gaffer tape and stuff. And clearly I didn't put the weights in the right place. It still flipped. So we've got to find a way around it. I don't know how Warwick released this bass and didn't get it right. They clearly just did it on the cheap, having done Boots' full-on 70 grand LED'd up mothership bass. And they thought, well, we'll do this as part of the rock bass range, put it out for $1.5 grand, and we won't bother trying to make it balance properly, which is exactly what they've done. It's a shame because it just looks the part, but it's just a nightmare to play. EHWE, this looks like a broadcast from 2002. No, it's an impromptu live chat, mate. We're in a big Airbnb in Kent here in the UK. We're having a band meeting and a big roast dinner, late Christmas dinner. So there's no production value. I'm literally just sat in a place on the live chat. So I can't do fancy graphics and stuff because I haven't got StreamYard running on my mobile phone. So if you come on the regular live chats, you'll get all the production value with the banners and the graphics and the videos and all that. But this is just on my phone while we're here. So if you want to contribute, cool. If not, sit and listen. Cool. Joseph Grace, hi there, mate. How's it going? I'm good. Are you in London? I'm not at this moment. I'm in Kent, but I am based in West London. So if you tune in the regular live chats on Saturdays, that's where that's coming from. Gareth Harrison, is there enough space in the control cavity to add the weights? I'm not sure. You can talk. You can talk if you want.
Hello.
We got Mr. Keys over here. Looking like Coco the Clown. Look at that, Barnett. What's going on with the world? Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have a look. When I get it on the workbench, it's got to be a point that really it should be fine just to put the weights on the points and the bass should go that way. But it didn't. Actually, before I even ordered the weights, I tried attaching some canned food, which is about 1 kilogram. Each tin was about 1 kilogram, and I added one, and it didn't make any difference. And I added another one, which would be 2 kilograms onto the basic base weight, and it kind of did, but it didn't. But so I thought, if I get these wheel weights and I can attach them anywhere on the body, we can try and sort of focus the the shift in balance with them didn't make any difference at all. So I need to get it on the workbench and ascertain exactly how to do it without having to re-drill the strap screws and all of that. Let's have a look. Sorry, I lost the messages there. Stacey trying to explain. It could be the Wi-Fi. I thought I had good Wi-Fi connection, but clearly not. Riley McBrearty, I took a big chunk out of my toe the other night, mate. I fell off the whippets. What's the whippets? Over here, a whippet is a dog. You were in thongs. Lovely. Do you mean flip-flops? Thongs. Stacey, good idea. Gareth. Jim Hawkins, good to see you, Jim. I will come back to you about the bass lessons, I promise. It's going to be a different possibility this year, Jim. I haven't got, hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have family members passing away, which is what's taken up the bulk of my time the past 2 years. So sorry I haven't been back to you about the bass lessons, but we'll get that sorted. I'll be in touch, I promise. That's it. We're all up to date on the messages. So yeah, if you've not been on one of the live chats before, very welcome. We're talking basses, bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, strings, accessories, all that sort of nonsense. So if you want any, if your gear's playing up, or you want some advice, maybe you're looking at some new instruments or something, you've subscribed, Riley. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We've had a real subscriber surge this week. Yeah, maybe you saw something at NAMM or in the coverage from NAMM, maybe new bass, new amp, new effects. Let me know. Stacey, right, now the Bootsy bass would be a workbench project, a journey in righting the construction wrongs. Yeah, it could just be repositioning the strap buttons, but I just don't want to touch it. I don't want to bugger that bass up, because there was a guy selling one on Facebook and he had repositioned the strap buttons, but it took him ages to sell it and he had to drop the price so much. And at some point I'm going to have to shift that bass on, but I don't want it to have the back of it to be completely bloody mutilated. So I have to try and make it work with the current strap button positions. I don't use it in any other band. I use it for one set in this band, so it's not like a priority, but I just want to make it work and earn its keep, you know. Riley, yeah, thongs are flip-flops, cool. And whippets are nitros. Whippets are nitros. We're talking trainers, maybe? I don't know what nitros are, sorry. You're using Australian slang, I don't know what that is. I've spent many years playing in Australian and South African bars, so you'd think I'd know, but I don't. I don't at all. Yeah, you do have nitrous oxide. Oh, right, laughing gas. No, actually, funnily enough, there was a girl in the audience last night on nitrous oxide, and she was a complete bloody mess, and her mum was not a happy soul. She was absolutely off her nut. And funnily enough, she wasn't there when we came out for the second set. I suspect her mum took her home before she was very sick everywhere, and was in a right state. But yeah, man. There we are. So, as I said, this week, gig vlog number 2 going up tomorrow from last night's gig, and 2 bass reviews, a bunch of shorts, remix shorts from the review videos, and I might try and squeeze in one of the vintage interviews as well. Looking at a Billy Sheehan interview that I did on the phone in 2017, just before Mr. Big released Defying Gravity. So I was checking the audio for that the other day. It was actually much better than I thought it was. I thought it was a bit grainy, and when you do a phone interview the volume usually isn't great, but actually I had to listen to it and it was okay. So I'm going to try and run some filters on it, see if I can polish it up a bit, and then put that out. I think it was about 30 minutes. We had a right old chat. I talked to Billy Sheehan. It normally lasts a good hour and a quarter. And there's always something new we talk about. There's always something different. So if you've seen any of the other, or watched any of the other interview videos here on the channel, no two are the same, that's for sure. So I've got that one from 2017. Then there's another one from 2018, which is when he was in London with Sons of Apollo. So yeah, I might try and dig some of those out. Stacey, wonder if there are stick-on magnets for damage the Wi-Fi maybe. But get very far down the avenue. I thought the weights was better. I was trying to create like a little bag I could put weight in and just attach that to the strap, a weight focus, but just didn't seem to work. The Amazon Player, good to see. My favourite wigger. I don't know what that means. Very good. Stacey Ann, I took her to ER. Oof. Yeah, maybe. They certainly weren't there when we came on for second set. Riley, should have just given her a line. She would have been back for the second set. No, she was in no state. She could barely stand up. But there we are. Yeah. So thank you if you attended yesterday's live chat. 98. We've got two more till we hit the big 100. So we're getting a little celebratory cake in for the 100th live chat. Thank you for watching all those chats. As they're all there on the channel, so if you want to check any of them out, feel free. If you're going to watch them, some of you might look at it and go, there's no way I'm watching a 3-hour live chat. The way to do it is increase the playback speed in the settings. Run it at double speed, it takes half the time. Works for me. It's how I watch YouTube these days. I don't watch things at normal speed, it takes too long. So everything I run at double speed, you can still make sense of what's being said. It runs a bit quicker, you know. It's all good. It's all good. We're laughing because we're like, oh, so I'm waiting for the drummer to turn up. He's still in his pit, still to get in the shower, and it's I guess it's 1:30 here in the UK. So he obviously missed a sleepyhead last night. Apparently he didn't go to bed till about 7 in the morning. Christ knows what he was doing. Riley, you watch things at 4 times speed, really? On YouTube, there's no 4 times speed setting. How do you do that? You must be watching it through a different platform, maybe. Stacey, tell you there are some gold nuggets in those live chats. Well, we try. We try. Actually, yesterday was a cracker. So thank you to everyone at PHSD, Joe Goose, Jamie Millard, Mr. Pink Bassman, all the other regulars. Actually, we had a few who weren't regulars yesterday, so I hope you found it useful. And that's the whole point of doing the live chats. You know, we've had live chats where people have had gear go wrong, bass isn't working, don't know what to do. The idea is to share the advice, get it out there. You know, at some point I won't be here, and if I can share that knowledge, because I don't have any kids to pass it on to, and people can watch the YouTube videos for decades. Everything that's up there been learned over 38 years of playing and 30 years as a pro. That's yours for free. I've picked it up from somewhere, or I've learned it doing the gigs, you know. It's all good. It's free, man. Are you calling me a gold nugget, Silky? I don't know. I don't know, my man. Because I do very much like being referred to as gold nugget. No, what I meant was my live chats are full of gold nuggets in terms of information and advice. And I just try and impart the knowledge, you know. Gareth, today's a maintenance day for you, restringing a few basses. Which ones, man? And what are you putting on them? Are you changing any? And don't forget, if you change gauge on any, you're going to need to readjust the truss rod. If you put heavier gauge on, you got to adjust the truss rod. If you put lighter gauge on, you got to adjust the truss rod. You will find, based on the current seasonal position we're in the UK, that whatever you do now, you need to change again when we get to sort of May, when we start hitting summer air pressure. You know this, Gareth. You've seen enough of my live chats. I've reiterated it many a time. So for me, in my office, when we hit kind of April, May, and then when we hit November, December, all the basses that I have in my racks and hanging up on the walls, you hear these pings going off. And it's just like ping, ping, ping. Stacey Ann, thank you. Super chat, thank you. $20. Bless you. Thank you. I will put that towards the live chat celebration cake. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Bless your heart. Thank you for that. You didn't have to do that. I do have a tally of all your live chats, live chat, super chats. And as I've said, at some point this year, I will try to get, I'm going to try and get 100 unique one-off Brooks's Bass Corner live chat t-shirts done. Obviously, you can buy the merch. Links are in all the videos if you want to buy Brooks Bass Corner t-shirts, hats, mugs, glasses. There's like 170 products that we have in the merch store. But I'm going to do some. So for all of those who have contributed to videos via Super Chat, Super Thanks, you will get a one-off unique t-shirt. I've got the design. It will be the old logo with the bass headstocks on. Simple t-shirt design, black with one colour for the headstocks, and you guys who do the Super Chat, Super Thanks payments, you'll get one for free. So thank you very much. If anyone else wants to do what Stacey's done, you want to help the channel, that's what the Super Chat payments are all about. Everything here on the channel that you see reviewed, everything to produce the videos, I pay for it. It all comes out of my pocket. We don't get anything for free here on the channel. So Stacey's money will go into the melting pot, new pedals, leads, cables, cameras, all the stuff, the hardware for producing the videos, all the things you see, reviewed and demo, all of that gets paid for. So that's how the Super Chat payments get used. All goes in that melting pot. So just before Christmas, I've bought some new cameras, new bits and bobs, so we can do more live chat, more vlogging and all that. So that's exactly what that money goes towards. Thank you very much. You know I appreciate that, so thank you. Stacey, got to celebrate the folks who put out helpful content. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so let's think. So as I said, Billy Sheehan interview. There is another one there, the 2018 one, so that will go up at some point. I was actually having a look through the list of vintage interviews. I've got to do the Jack Bruce one, I'm very aware of that. I've got a bunch of interviews which are from luthiers, manufacturers. So there's one with Aguilar, one with Roger Sadowski, Stuart Spector, Sheldon Dingwall, Andrew, Anaconda basses. God, there's a load. There's a whole. I literally got a directory full of all those audio files. So I'm going to get a few more of those up, edit them up. Some of them I can't use because the volume level is so quiet. Trying to boost it just creates too much background noise. But some of them are okay, so I'm going to try and get some of that up as soon as I can. And then it's a case of clearing the backlog of video and review and demo videos. And then we've got new stuff. Got to get the Neil Murray Snakebite basses from Bass Centre here in the UK. So reviews and demos of those. And then there's a whole load of effects pedal stuff which I want to get out there. So it's all good. It's all go. It really is. It's all go at the moment. But that's the idea. You know, I've had 2 years where we've just completely lost momentum on the channel because of family issues. And time to re-energise the channel and get us motoring again. So trying my best. Now we've got January out the way, I'm doing accounts and stuff here in the UK for self-assessment. It's all done. So really at the moment my focus is YouTube channel and gigs. And gigs are kind of okay. Just did one last night, 2 next week, one or two the week after, and then it goes a little bit quiet till we get into March. So it's all good. Kumoy, good to see you. Got jumped by a raccoon the other night, did you now? Well, excellent. I don't know what to say to that, mate. Gareth Harrison, got some Rotor Swing Bass 66. You know you're going to like them. 4505s to add to your P bass. You are going to love that. And J bass, also going to give a fret polish in general, clean and MOT. Good man. If you need any help or advice for that, Gareth, you know just to ask. What are you going to do the fret polishing with? There's multiple ways of doing it. Please don't use steel wool. You know not to do that because all the bits of metal will just collect around your pickups and it'll be a nightmare getting all of that out of the cavity. Jay, hi, welcome. Got anything you want to talk about? Bass guitars, amps, effects, bass accessories? Feel free. That's what I'm here for. You got some fret erasers. Good man. Did you get that idea from me? Make sure you tape up the fingerboard or use the Music Nomad fret guards, or the other option, if you're feeling flush with cash, is to get the it's a development from the fret guards by Music Nomad. They do a whole neck guard, which I've now got. I got one last year, which I'm going to be using on the bass in the workshop. So basically, you just attach it, and then you can do all the frets. It's such a time saver. Very good. It's the same as the fret guards, but it's just a whole plate, and you just attach it at both ends, and away you go. So you do the whole lot really quick. You got some fret guards, good. The Music Nomad ones, or have you got other ones? Stacey, hey, on Saturday's live chat you mentioned getting the area out for a gig or two in the future. Yeah, it's happening. That's happening.
That's what I was saying yesterday. I'm learning all my information.
A proper, well, I say a proper bass. All my basses are proper basses, but that's a proper hunk of wood, as you know. As you know. It doesn't fit every gig, but it kind of works. Gareth, generic ones from Amazon. Okay, cool.
As a teaching tool, it's great.
Do they attach? So some of those you have to hold them in place, and you end up erasing your thumb and your fingers. Crap. But some of them have little rubber attachments that sort of go around the underside of the neck and attach and just hold them in place. But if they don't work, I seriously recommend getting the Music Nomad ones, because they've got a little handle to keep your fingers out of the way while you're doing the erasing. Have you used fret erasers before? If you haven't, you'll think, how did I live without these? They're just the best thing. Such a time saver. And you can actually make a really grubby looking neck. And sometimes you don't look at the frets, but with a bit of serious inspection, and basses that aren't that old can look awful. And a dose of fret erasers suddenly makes the thing gleam. And if you've got a dark fingerboard and you're using Dr. Duck's Axe Wax or some linseed oil, or any of that, it's all good.
Yeah, so that was
all right, George. Still got your coat on. Did you go to bed in your coat? It's not that cold there.
I'm about to have dinner.
Is it ready?
Someone cooked potatoes.
Yeah, you are, what, in case the assassins have poisoned them? Got to check the assassins haven't poisoned the spuds, haven't you? Quite right.
I had 5 fucking guys making this tea for me. One guy for the fucking kettle, one guy for the fucking milk, one guy to put the
Apologise for the background noise if you can hear that. It's keyboard players. Stop swearing. I'll get not a copy. I'll get a thing from YouTube. Stop it.
Like, he's obviously like taking the piss, but what he's saying is like.
I might have to run the audio for this through AI to remove that. Gareth, had the fret erasers for ages and modified the fret guard so I can use elastic bands to hold them in place. Sometimes they come with those. But yeah, that's the way to do it. The other option is just to completely tape up the fingerboard and do it old school, but it's so time consuming. Save your time. It's the best. It's the biggest currency in your life. Save time. Don't waste your time. But if you need any advice with any of that, just to message me. Good old Gareth, he stays in touch all week. Like your messages coming through on Facebook. It's good. So how'd you get on with the elf last night? Did do the job? I think you had the TC combo, didn't you? 210, 212? Can't remember.
Why is everyone afraid? Even our government who didn't.
The elf is great. It's such a godsend. Just I keep mine in my gig case. So if I'm on a gig with an amp and it goes down, I use that. If my preamp pedal on my pedal board goes, I can use the elf. Just plug it in, XLR straight in, bang. It just doesn't take up a lot of space. So it's all good. It's all good.
But at least it means that you can, use it as a lesson.
It is all good. So who's got gigs this week? Where are you gigging? Gareth, the elf sounded great and the cab was a 2.8. Okay, Blue Lemon Records. Thank you for subscribing. I saw you pop up in my subscribers list, I think, a week or so ago. I think you've subscribed, or you follow me on Instagram, maybe. The irony of saying don't waste time while listening to you. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Like, someone like Moses Boyd, Greg John, is now doing a rum ad. Drink fucking, Mount Gay rum. And that's 20 grand. That's where we are. And that is late stage.
Cab. You don't need to do spelling alterations, Gareth. It's fine. I got the gist.
And I think to be, if I was my age back in the 70s, you'd be so anti all that, wouldn't you? And now everyone's
So, which strings are going on which bases, Gareth? Sorry, did you say that in the message before? You might have done.
But I don't know.
Let
What do
me
you
just
think?
check. 66 to add to the P bass and J bass, right? Okay, so you're just doing the two. Cool. Don't forget, stretch your strings in. Stretch your strings in. You know to do it. Don't put on a new set of strings and then they snap on the first gig. I've seen it happen.
So what happens to everyone else? We're all like hobby
I've
musicians.
seen bass players on gigs I was on, like other bands on the
I feel like since
on the
COVID,
thing.
I have this like sort of
Change their strings backstage, go out, string snaps first or second song, so stretch them in. It happens.
the way you're going.
Do you concur, Robert?
Music business.
Stretch your strings in before you gig them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Plays for Cliff Richard, he knows his
Even
onions.
during the gig.
And I think that's where the electric piano.
Correct. He's sat on his throne on the other side of the room. He's there. He's famous, you know, in certain circles.
Knitting circle.
Family circle, which is a box of biscuits at Christmas.
Yeah, well, that's it. And if you have an outfit and a thing that's light,
I can't convey the smells emanating from the kitchen. It's quite fabulous, but
I need to get.
we're going to be fat as houses by the time we leave. I think most of the car's suspensions will go, but there we are.
Wow.
But it's all good. So if you're gigging, let us know. Way out this week. Anyone going to see Toto this week in the UK? They're doing their European tour. I think starts this week. I think UK's first stop. I think. So we're going to see Mr. Lukather and the crew. Let us know. Fit, Fat and Funky, quite exactly that.
If you're taking like a little hook or a little small chord sequence or something, that's what
So we were talking about amps and stuff yesterday.
you know, like that. I mean, I
Can't remember what were we talking about. Ashdown, that's what we're talking about. And amplification that Mark King had used, and yeah, actually Joe Goose was on talking about possibly approaching Ashdown to make him not a signature amp but a custom amp, because they carry loads of spares of all the different models they've made over the years. You kind of know what you want, and you're in luck that they've got the chassis and they've got the plates and stuff and the boards. They're usually quite amenable. So I suggested to him he gets in touch with Mark Gooday, Dan Gooday. If he knows what he wants and what controls and frontage he wants, what power spec, should be okay. Should be okay. You can only ask. If it doesn't work, then Stacey, will you catch Toto on this tour? No, I haven't bought a ticket. I know they're playing Wembley on Wednesday. I could go. I'm waiting to see. I haven't been flush with gigs lately, so not sure. And I've seen them 4 times before. Always great, always a great show. I'm just busy, just got a lot going on at the moment, so we will see. We will see. Knowing me, I'll get to Tuesday night and suddenly think, oh, I want to go, and I'll grab a ticket somehow. By some means, we will see. We will see. I don't know if they're coming your way, Stacey, but they seem to do a lot of American touring at the moment, either support or as the main band. So they'll probably be heading your way later in the year. Usually late summer they do US. So we'll see. It's amazing when you do these impromptu live chats. The people that sort of dive in, throw an insult in like a bomb, and then disappear. I don't know why you do that. It's just nuts.
Yeah, and then there's like, you know, you get trained down through like fucking Broxbourne and Ponders End.
You'll check it out. Very good.
I used to get the train down to London every Saturday for my like, music school, and it was always between like Harlow Town and Chesham. You'd always get.
So yeah, I got to do a load of ABBA prep this week. So I've got 2 ABBA gigs next week, theatre shows,
I would always come
and
or after. And you never checked
give the set a couple of run throughs as usual. Haven't done the ABBA shows since middle of December, so
And he did really.
give it all a run. But it's kind of sits in there. I first did ABBA stuff back in 97, 98. And I really prepped it. I did about a month's worth of prep, and that stuff has never left me. Usually, at short notice, I can do ABBA within a day. Just a case of 1 set run through, but again, I haven't done it for 2 months, so we'll give it a good thorough going over. And there's some other ABBA shows dotted throughout the year, so it's all good. Trolls are everywhere. Yeah, they are. It's all right. We just remove them, don't we? It's my channel. I call the shots. So
a little idea for a side hustle. He was using this AI software called Suno, and the idea was he was just going to put. He said you can't. It's good at making like generic kind of funk backing tracks.
I woke the drummer up this morning with a Jamiroquai playlist. I was using the shared bathroom that connected onto his room, so he got blasted out with Jamiroquai for a good 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll have a look at that. But it's so hit and miss.
It's all good. So who's looking at new gear? What are you looking at? What's on the shopping lists? I don't know if the sort of post-Christmas New Year's sales are still on anywhere. Anyone looking at any bases, any pedals, any amps? Toto Tori and Christopher Cross over there. Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah.
Simon. Guy.
It's Harvey Goldsmith.
Simon. Guy.
Your phone's ringing.
That's good. Could be the biggest gig of our careers. No rush or anything. So yeah,
That's the ham ready.
that's it, is it? Well, that's what the phone call was.
Yeah.
It's the ham. I'm ready. Come and get me out of the oven. So yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared to see what it is. I'm going to try and
Where are we? It's
make it
all
a few moments
47
like my
minutes.
music,
Yeah.
if it can. And
Feed it into it.
Mr. Tubbs is now up. He's playing football outside with the sound man.
Yeah. But
then it is
are
just-
you giving
Please
them
don't break the leg,
your
guys.
yeah.
intellectual
Yeah.
property?
But it, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
isn't it? It's the great plagiariser. We don't have any rules set up
Gareth,
about it.
you're depping with the Stone Roses tribute at the end of the month. Which one? Which one? I've done some of that. I dep with definitely might be the Oasis tribute, and they have
Yeah.
another band called Adored. I don't know if you're, and they're based around Stoke. So
Yeah.
it'd be hilarious if you're doing that. So which one you're playing with?
They're not really going after small artists, but the AI will be lifting.
Clone Roses. Okay, yeah, I know of them. I don't know anyone in the band. Enjoy.
Something Beatlesy.
Have a great time. Have you learnt the stuff already? Have you done gigs with them in the past?
Generate artist likeness without permission.
Actually, that set isn't too bad to learn.
It doesn't
Songs aren't very long, and the longer songs are just playing the same riffs over and over again. So it's not particularly taxing. Enjoy, my man. Enjoy. That's why you're restringing your basses. You could probably use the Jack Cassidy on that, you know. There's no glamorizing the gear for that gig. It's get your picks out, get your amps, and off you go. There's no pedals on that. She's still in bed.
What time did you go to bed?
Well, I went at 4:15, so she was still here. Well, sort of edging towards the coma. Stacey, Toto will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, August 14th. Yeah. Same arena where you saw Queen 2019, or was it 2018? Good
You
question.
can't put like an actual artist name in it. Replacing Herbie Hancock.
2018, I think you saw them on the News of the World tour. The box set had just come
So
out.
you can't literally just rip.
Year after was the Rhapsody tour, so I think you saw in 2018. Gareth Harrison, Jack Cassidy is the bass I'll be using as the main one. Cool. Use one when they reformed. Okay. Oh, as Manny used when they reformed. Right, go. Yeah. That'll do it. I think I used a jazz and a precision for that when I did it. So it's in that ballpark, aren't we? We're not talking hi-fi, 3-band EQ on any of that. So
How, like Shazam can pick up the song based on, it's not the melody or harmony or anything we listen to, it's just like the bit.
So next live chat will be next Saturday. I've said yesterday. I don't know what time it's going to be. I think I've got it advertised as 2 o'clock, but it depends on what time we call for sound check on the ABBA gig next week. So we've got 2 gigs, and both gigs, one of the singer is doing one but not the other. So we're going to have to do 2 sound checks as opposed to 1 on the Friday. So when I find out what time that's going to be, that will dictate what time we're doing the live chat. So keep an eye on the community tab here on the channel if you want to join us. I'll post up the time as soon as I know, and at least I'll have Wi-Fi at the theatre, so it's all good. Gareth, you can take your Precision as a backup. Yep, that'll do the job. That will do the job.
But even photography as well.
They play football. Yeah, it's okay. No, you can talk. It's all good. It's all good. Our glamorous trumpet player. She appeared and then disappeared. August 23rd. Was it really 2019? I thought it was 2018. So you saw him on the Rhapsody tour then? I thought you saw him on the News of the World one with the robot. Clearly not.
I mean,
What's that? Miles Davis.
Who knows if they'll get over there again?
the sound really well,
Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
but the vibe is not there.
Yeah.
Like the playing is shit, but the sound of the record is very good.
Rhapsody tour. There you go. So I've not heard from Mr. Fairclough. There are talks apparently about something. I can't get any further information on that. Not that it's for my ears. If they tour, they tour. If they don't, they don't.
That's a better invitation there. Wow.
You can hear the tap and everything.
Ooh, blessed today. We've got a lovely day out here.
It's like when Rosie felt this yesterday.
Thank God. January was too cold.
Yeah. It's a bit like that.
Too cold, too grey, and too wet, and too polar at times. But there we are. Stacey, bless them, do it while they can. Well, exactly. Time's running out, sadly.
When drum machine first came on scene.
And Gareth Harrison, sad news regarding Bruce Foxton. That is teeth back in. Announcing his retirement. Yes, although I did see another update to his message, which said he may come back at some point. It's just whether or not from the jam will either carry on or whether they'll call it a day. But without him, it would be a bit odd. I think I don't know they would be able to pull big enough crowds without him in it. But there's no slouch on bass. If he's got joint issues and stuff, then I don't know if that's what his problem was, but he's not a young man. So Stacey, looks like some North Carolina skies. It's lovely. It's very good. It'll be a good drive home later.
It doesn't sound.
It's very good. What the hell is he doing? Sound man's walking past with a very long stick.
You go to every single town, and it's like, I used to be an adventurer like you until I got an arrow in the knee. It's like, come on, man. There must be more than like 5 lines. You
Gareth, from the Jam with no members of the Jam, now there's a concept. There's plenty of bands that have famous names that now don't have any original members. And basically what's happened is people have joined the bus along the way. And I think the sax player's finally woken up. She didn't die. People join the bus and they kind of inherit the name. And as the years go by, it's like there is no one from the original band in there. But it's all good. You can hear the sounds from the kitchen. It should be good. Lord knows I peeled enough potatoes this morning. I think we might be feeding an army. If you're polishing up those frets, Gareth, what are you cleaning your fingerboard with? If you want telly on, lads, put it on. If you want telly on, put it on. What time is it?
Almost 2.
Football.
Sunday game.
Football in a minute. Smells from the kitchen, you have no idea. There are some seriously good smells. I won't tell you what Simon was doing with the chicken earlier. For what he was rubbing it with.
Brentford Spurs and United Palace.
That's not meant in a rude way, by the way. There was all sorts of herbs and butter and oil and garlic and stuff going on. Come and say hello, Uncle Funk. This is the uncle, the Funkle. This is lovely Simon.
Hello, everyone.
Talk to the world. They're out there, man.
Are they? Right,
Yeah.
what about? What are we talking about?
What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Did we have a good gig last night?
yeah, it was a bit of a weird one for us, really, doing a funny little 60th birthday party in a funny little hall.
To funny
you know,
little
to
people.
funny little people. Yeah, and there was these things. There was a lot of little kids running around, especially at the start, like kicking balloons everywhere. And that's
Particularly like the child stood in front of Bobby for the whole first set, picking his nose.
I didn't see.
Great. And then his mum realised and went, "You out." She dragged him off.
But despite that, it was a really good gig because they all got up and danced for the whole set. So that's kind of.
Stacey from North Carolina says, "Hey Simon."
Hey Stacey, how you doing?
There you see, get to talk to Simon. You've got the governor.
And apologies because I've still got bits of makeup all over.
No,
my
he looks
face.
like that all the time.
I haven't quite scraped off yet after last night, but it's like this grease paint that I use is, I don't know, it kind of sticks on.
That's it. It doesn't come off too easy. We left the acid at
We
home.
have to scrub it off with Brillo pads and things. You know.
So we're having a band meeting after dinner, aren't we? Sort
Well,
of
yeah,
loosely.
we're going to have a sort of chat about on new. We've got a new show called Decades of Dance, and we've already debuted it, but there's a few things about it that aren't quite right yet, and including some of the costumes. So we're going to have a little chat about sort of tightening some of that stuff up. And
Tightening the chamois thong up as well. I mean, that's what he wears.
Yeah, I wear a codpiece. It's my sort of little nod to Blackadder.
That's it.
And my
It was,
grease paint is a
think
little-
Blackadder meets Cameo.
Yeah,
You know, that's
it's-
that
yeah,
sort
it's
of
that kind
vibe, you know.
And the grease paint thing is an overhang from my obsession with Adam and the Ants. So
We all have that, you know.
But I do like going on stage as a character rather than as myself because it's something to hide
it.
behind, and then
That's it.
yeah, it gives you confidence. I think it's doing that.
So, so busy summer coming up, hopefully.
Busy summer, yeah, and plenty more to come in, I should think, because it's around now where people start asking if we're free and getting things booked up.
Obviously, we're not. We're hyper busy, aren't we? We're
Yeah, we are pretty
two
busy.
gigs every Saturday. You know.
Yeah, and then hopefully Glastonbury this year. So because we've done Glastonbury a few times, but I'm hoping that this year we'll be doing it. So that'll be good fun. If the weather's good,
If
if
it's
the
a big
weather's good.
if.
Yeah. I did I did 5 years on the trot at Glastonbury in the absolute pouring rain. It was
As a punter.
As a punter, it was carnage over there, and it wasn't fun, you know. But then equally, I've done Glastonbury's where it's been so hot that it's difficult to get away from, you know, to get out of it, you know. So it's I'd rather have the heat than the sludge.
Which is when he's then running around just in his codpiece, you know. Stacey.
There are videos online.
To get taken down very quick. Stacey said, I'll have to research makeup remover and pass along my findings. You do that. And she's doing a Larry Blackman impression. Very good.
I mean, I think if I was
No,
a
you
bit
can do
more,
that. Just the keyboard player waking up, you know.
You want Sammy Slag?
That's it. Get the football on shortly.
What, Spurs beat Brentford?
Well, no, on the radio, you take your pick.
Yeah. It's
No, radio on telly.
United Palace.
We've got
A
Palace.
little lower league scrub.
We'll still lose it about 6-0. Don't worry. Get used to these things.
Somebody posted like United are open to selling Garnacho. but
They're
not-
all going.
not
They're
to-
leaving the
not-
sinking
not to
ship.
Anybody close rivals, and somebody went last Brentford out of the way then.
So yeah.
That man's going to do anything.
So we're talking. We were potentially going to Scandinavia for a tour. So Scandinavia, teeth in. Scandinavian folk, we could be heading your way. Might be this year, might be next year. So I would imagine we were talking Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark.
It's fun, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
and there may be some other European countries in there
Some
as well
pieces get bolted on.
through our theatre agents.
And hopefully Canada next year.
Canada next year, fingers crossed.
Hopefully will be coming your way. So if you don't know what we do, look up Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno and Uncle Funk's Decades of Dance. Social media, YouTube channels, lot. It's all there. You can see what we do. In fact, I'll put a link in the description and you can see what we do. There's videos there of us doing gigs, festival shows, all of that. We're a good band, we're good value.
I'm doing quite well.
So if you in the UK, you want to come and see us, what's the website?
UncleFunk.co.uk.
Thank you very much. You can go on there. All the gigs are listed. Come on down. You want to come and see us? Let me know. I can sort out guest lists, tickets, all that sort of thing. So, Brooks's Bass Corner viewers, contributors, jump straight to the front. All right, that's the way we work. Gareth, is used lighter fluid and the Music Nomad fretboard cleaner. Right. You don't use lighter fluid on your fingerboard, mate. What is the fingerboard? Is it uncoated maple, or are we talking rosewood? Don't use lighter fluid. That's for taking stuff off of gloss. Don't use lighter fluid on a open pore fingerboard. There's better stuff. Get a bottle of Dr. Duck's Axe Wax, or get one of the Music Nomad F oil packs. That's what you want. I know this stuff. I know this. I know my onions when it comes to that. Don't put lighter fluid on a fingerboard unless it's gloss coated maple.
Should I use light fluid to clean my face?
Yes,
really?
and light it as you do it. That'd be a very. Come
That'll
on
get rid of
stage.
it.
Oh,
Once and for all.
Arthur Brown's here. Yeah. Fire.
Right, I've got to get the Yorkshire puds on.
You got to start
Can I
carving.
all have fun?
He's off. He's to get all the. Keith Doherty, good to see you, mate. And that was the uncle, the Funkle lead. Let's catch up here. Keith Doherty, you mentioned Ashdown amps earlier. Yeah, you like their tone. Always found them underpowered versus my trace equivalents. I think that's a common thing, Keith. I don't know why. I don't know why Ashdown power supplies should be worse. There was just some magic about the original trace stuff. The people that designed it, everyone used it for good reason at that time. Problem is now it weighs a bloody ton, and trying to service it is a bit of a nightmare because all the components are getting old. They've got to be replaced, and there isn't a UK, well, certainly here in the UK, there isn't a dedicated trace repair shop. And if you want to buy parts, you've got to use a company called British Audio based in Nashville, and it costs too much to import those parts. So, ain't great. Keith Doherty, a friend has bought. Sorry, I've got to catch up. a friend has borrowed my 300 watt 410 trace and liked it. He then got an Ashdown 300 watt 410, so it didn't have the same power as mine and got rid of it. There's also stuff to be said for the enclosure construction. So they use lighter timbers now. There's something about the heaviness that's related to the trace stuff. That helps. There's a reason old cabinets used to be heavy. It's bass sound pressure, bass frequencies needs it's physics. So when you get these companies saying we've created a 1x10 cab and it can sound as loud as a 1,000 watt Ampeg 8x10, it can't. It's nonsense. It's physics. You can't change physics. I'm not aware anyone's rewritten that book, so that's probably what's going on there. The Ashdown cabinets, probably using a light timber. You've even played through. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. I've even played through an Ashdown 200 watt, initially thinking it was 100 watt. Wasn't loud enough, so I bought my Trace BLX 80 and it blew it away. Like I'm saying, there was something about the Trace stuff. Stacey, nice to see you. Funkle. Gabriel, I can't even pronounce that surname. Dharma Wijaya, maybe. Good day. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. This is an impromptu live chat. It's not one of the regular ones, so you're very welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're having a band meeting day, belated Christmas lunch, get together, and trying to get all of us together is a nightmare. So we finally got all of us in one house for a day. You got any bass questions, amps, effects, accessories, strings, great bass players, anything to do with bass? Let me know if I can help. That's what I'm here for. I said if we do another one of these, I'll bring a Wii next time.
Oh, yeah.
4 controllers.
No.
What's going on?
You said I kicked the football into the pond. It was not me. I tried to save it.
I pulled the shower curtain down. Don't
I
worry.
don't think we're coming back here.
Actually, you managed to get the shower working half decently. You had to change the shower head setting. Otherwise, it was like someone standing over you, spitting on you. What's got there? Gareth, I use lighter fluid on maple necks and Music Nomad on everything else. Okay. See, maple necks are a funny thing. They're either uncoated, satin, oil, or gloss. And all of them will need something different. Oil is I've started using Murphy's oil soap for cleaning maple boards, but I also have maple butter as well. It's pretty good. The problem is with maple stuff, you start really getting into it. Once it starts cleaning up, you've got to do the whole thing. Otherwise the colour doesn't match. And if you don't do it properly enough, you just end up with loads of hand grease, decolouring the fingerboard. It's a funny one. We've got 6 viewers on at the moment. Thank you very much for sticking around. Please give the video a thumbs up. Very much appreciated. Helps to promote the channel, helps promote the video within the algorithm. Noel Punk, hello mate, from Philippines. Good to see you. Stacey, Murphy's is the bomb and it smells great. Yeah, bass is life. It is for me. That's how I earn my living. Been doing it professionally for 30 years. 38 since the day I first picked up a bass. These fingers can tell stories, I can tell you. How's your playing going, Noel Punk? What are you playing? What bass you got? What amp, pedals, all of that sort of thing?
He's good. He's a good player. He's cheap.
38 years, man. Tell me about it. I was 15 years old when I first picked up a bass. I'm 52 now. It's been a ride, I can tell you. Gareth, only got one bass with a maple neck, and that's a 90s Japanese P bass with a gloss maple neck. Okay, yeah, you can use light fluid on that. If you can, you might not want to go down this route, but the best thing I've found for gloss maple necks is just using some simple green. Not the easiest thing to get here in the UK. You tend to have to buy it in like a bulk pack, which I did through the distributor here in the UK. But that, because all you're doing is cleaning not the same as the lacquer on the body, and a maple neck with a gloss coat. You're basically just cleaning it. You're not polishing it. So simple green is my go-to for that sort of stuff. Generally, you're advised not to use polish sprays like Mr. Sheen and Pledge and all that on guitar lacquers. Loads of us used to, and all that happens is you get all that swirling that you see on a gloss coat. Just don't do it. I did it for years. I didn't know any better. Now I wouldn't go near it. You can kind of use that on a maple fingerboard. You're going to get all the grinding from the strings and what have you. But certainly for the oil finishes, satin finishes, or the uncoated ones, you've got to be a little more choosy. No punk. You've got Fender Jazz P. You can't. Have you got a Jazz or you got a P bass? Or have you got a P bass that's got a Jazz pickup in the back? Stacey, another use for Murphy's is cleaning fabric. Oh, okay, didn't know that. It does wonders on carpet as well. Does it? In what way? Does that take stains out of carpet? That would be handy to know. Gareth, that's what Dave's World of Fun stuff uses. Yeah, he does. Just didn't know you could get simple green over here. You can. It's difficult to get, but you can buy it in a bulk pack. So basically you get 2 bottles of concentrate. I think it's about 20 quid. You get 2 bottles of concentrate and a spray gun, and you basically use like a capful and then top it up with water, and that's it. So I've probably got enough to last me well till I croak, and there'll probably still be a bottle and a half left, but it's the best stuff for cleaning. No part, your guitar player, enthusiastic with scales. Very good. Cool. Cool. Keep practicing. Get your theory. If you're going down the theory route, you go for it. I made a career and I don't really know a lot of theory. I get by. I get the job done.
Last year, from that January to the end of the season, we won.
So there's going to be a load of workshop videos. I've been promising this for weeks, but I've got to get in. I thought I was going to get 2 basses done that I was going to use this weekend, and the week's just flown. So this week I will probably do it. Are we? How long do you reckon? 20 minutes. Cool. Okay. So I've got to get those basses. Probably about 8 basses. I've got to restring, clean up, some modifications to do. So get those done this week. I'll film it all, put it up for you guys. Stacey, it takes stains out of carpet. Yeah, clean the carpeted footwell of a Toyota 4Runner SUV a few years ago with it. Amazing results. Right, I'll try a little patch of carpet this week. Got a couple of marks on our carpet, light coloured carpet. Let's see if it works. So yeah, I'll try and get some of the older interviews up this week. So definitely be one of the Billy Sheehan ones will be going up. Maybe put a couple of manufacturers up as well. There's I've got to do the Jack Bruce interview at some point. Noel Punk, do I listen to Spyro Gyra and Shack Attack? I used to listen to Spyro Gyra. I haven't in a long time. Shack Attack I haven't listened to for a long while. I do know George Anderson. And we're actually doing, with Uncle Funk, we're doing a gig with them in June at the Saltasia Festival in Essex here in the UK. So I've said to him, he's already had a message from me, I will see you on that gig. We can actually have a drink for a change. You coming over, Moss?
No. When you're ready.
Yeah. We've got the football on. So yes, I'll be touching base with George. Finally, we've not crossed paths before. We know each other on social media, and he knows me through my magazine work. And actually, bizarrely, I did I did 2 tribute albums back in, good lord, 2002. And Jill Soward, singer from Shack Attack, is on both of those. It was one was a Rod Stewart and the Faces tribute, and the other one was a Rolling Stones tribute, and she was on both of those. So unbeknownst to her, she's done albums with me and doesn't know me, so I'll say hello at that same gig. She's probably long forgotten those albums. It was a production line. They basically picked artists and then selected the big hits for those artists, and then got session players in, and there was a whole series of them. There was about 30, I think. They did. So we did Rod Stewart, Rolling Stones. There was a Yes one, Police, Nazareth, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, ZZ Top, White Snake. There's a whole load of them. And the guys that were in my covers band at the time were on all of the albums. So it was a nice little income for them. I just got the 2, but that's fine. It was good. We did 29 tracks for the 2 albums. Me and the drummer, we did them in 3 days, top to bottom. Had the original tracks in the CD player. Did all our prep before we went in. Would literally say to the producer, right, run that track. We'll have a listen through just to refresh the brain. Play it. And I don't think we spent more than 30 minutes on each track. Just got it nailed. It was production line. Bang, 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 bang. 29 tracks.
How's Gary?
Stacey, Morning Dance was a childhood favourite right up there with George Benson's Breezing. There we go. Stacey knows her own.
You know she's been funny as well.
Oh, she's at that stage?
Yeah.
Alright.
There's certain things that we, you know, if
Herb Alpert's Rise as well.
Yeah, she puts 2 and 2 together and goes, that was good.
Yeah.
she keeps on
How about Toto? Now we're talking. They're here in the UK. I might go and see them this week, or I might not. Seen them 4 times before. Big Toto fan. Although I haven't been able to get excited to go and see this show. I've seen them 4 times, and I've got a lot just kind of going on at the moment. So we'll see. I'll probably decide on Tuesday afternoon. Oh, better get my ass in gear. Toto playing tomorrow. That's really great. Thank you. Stacey, yes, love Toto. Saw them in 2018. I saw them in 2011, Hammersmith. 2015, Hammersmith. 2018 in Albert Hall. And 2019 in Chelsea. So it's all good. Good.
Not a sausage.
They need it,
Yes. And another defender, sort of. Maybe a left side defender, that's someone on wing back. 3 injuries. And someone on the right for a Saka replacement.
Who do you like to? No, I guess all 3 of those bands. Yeah, all great musicians. Yes, indeed. Yeah, all of that.
Relegation battle.
No.
Where are you based, Noel? I think you did say. Sorry, I might be a bit
The
thick here.
mid-table non-game, really.
It's a little mid-table.
Yeah.
Like, how the maybe help.
Yeah, yeah.
Although, like, I know
Oh, Philippines, sorry. Me being thick. Sorry. Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, yeah. Stacey, Men at Work, we joined Toto US tour along with Christopher Cross. Yes, I think it's a 3-act lineup.
Make them all go down, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I suppose the mechanism is harder to implement in the centre.
Okie dokes, dudes. I'm going to wind this up because we're going to be eating very shortly. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Been a blast. Haven't done an impromptu one for a little while. So we're going to go and have our band lunch. We're going to have our band meeting. So I will catch you later in the week. Next week's live chat will be on Saturday. Don't know what time yet. Just keep an eye on the community tab and I'll post up what time. Good morning.
Good morning.
You all right?
Yes,
Excellent.
you're okay.
Good morning.
It could be. It could be dark. Well, if she got up at like 4 o'clock, it'd be dark outside. Cheers, Gareth. We will catch you next week. So, big vlog up tomorrow. Bass reviews throughout the week. And I'll see you on the live chat next Saturday. Guys, take it easy. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy if you're playing, gigging. Have a great time. Drive safely. And we'll catch you later. Thank you for joining in. Stacey, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Take it easy, guys. See you soon. Bye.